Yo, this ain't no sponsorship or a subtle plug, but I've been noticing whenever I watch a video, it blocks all the ads. I got pie. Yeah, I know. They kept saying get pie today, get pie today. And once I got it, I ain't seen no more ads. So, you know, you trying to watch the video and you got like one ad you can't skip, then another ad you gotta wait till half the ad is over before you can skip. Get pie. Anyways, we ready to get right into it.
Red Ranger, you're in danger!
Many of us have grown up watching the iconic Power Rangers on television. Their monochrome outfits have always stood out as they fight there as villains, and the Rangers have been largely recognized by and referred to by their colors, such as the Pink Ranger, White Ranger, Green Ranger, and so on. However, due to their distinctive color scheme, people have often wondered, why is it that the Red Ranger almost always ends up being the leader of the team? Does it have something to do with the color, or is it just a coincidence? Well, today we have all the answers, so keep watching to know more. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. What made the Red Ranger an easy choice for leadership? The Red Ranger is typically the most lethal and in charge of the primary Megazord before the arrival of the 6th or 7th Ranger. They usually create the squad, unite them, and take them to a location they can call home. This is exactly what happened in the popular Power Rangers Samurai Super Samurai series. Over the course of the series, Kevin, the Blue Ranger, Mike, the Green Ranger, Mia, the Pink Ranger, and Emily, the Yellow Ranger, are brought together to create the Samurai Rangers by Jaden Shiba, the current Red Samurai Ranger, younger child of the original Samurai Red Fire Ranger, and brother to Lauren Shiba. They arrived at the Shiba House, Jaden's home neighborhood, where they subsequently resided and received samurai training from mentor G. Thus, it can be clearly seen that the Red Ranger often acts as a uniting force. Further, with a total of 4 Zords, the Lion, Tiger, Bull, and Shark, Jaden also possesses the most Zords towards the end of the series. Out of the 6 characters, 7 if you count Lauren. Another thing to keep in mind is that they can add Mega Form power to their initial Super Mode in order to further upgrade it from the potent Shogun form, which gives the Zord's last assaults more strength. Jaden uses Shogun mode the most frequently out of all the Rangers, proving that he is the most adept Shogun Ranger. The shared base Samurai Megazord and Jaden's own Megazord, the Bull Megazord, are both under his primary control, making him the only Ranger in the series, apart from Antonio, to have 2 Megazords. This easily makes him the most powerful and able to lead. Now, the question is, why is this the case? Well, the majority of time, the Red Ranger is the leader because of color psychology as well. Red is the color of strength, courage, and spirit, which are considered by the Japanese to be essential qualities of effective leadership. Thus, the person wearing red is more likely to be intriguing, courageous, and able to follow instructions. Compared to other colors, red is also more attention-grabbing. Red is thus simply significant. Further, the leadership demonstrated by Jason, the first Red Ranger in the American franchise, also set the tone for the rest of the franchise, putting the Red Ranger at the helm. Some of the finest Red Rangers in the entire franchise in terms of their leadership potential. Talking about Jason, there have been various prominent Red Rangers over the course of the many seasons of Power Rangers. Here is a quick look at 4 of the most iconic ones from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Power Rangers Zeo, Power Rangers Turbo, and Power Rangers in Space. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Starting off with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Jason Lee Scott, the first Red Ranger of the contemporary period, is perhaps the best Red Ranger ever. But just because Jason was the first Red Ranger in the American franchise doesn't make him the best. He is considered to be the best because he developed into a leader for a purpose, and he possessed specific traits to back it up. In fact, Jason is the one who convinces the other Rangers to use their morphers. Jason performed the duties of a leader admirably. As one of Zordon once selected fighters against Rita Repulsa. He offered wise advice when it was required, remained a dependable friend under trying circumstances, and held more than his own in conflicts with the enemy. Jason capitalized on every second of his brief time as a Red Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to make the role of Red into the challenging and heroic one that fans still associated with today. He demonstrated that he knew what was expected of him, didn't try to run things, and supported the Rangers in their battle against evil. Power Rangers Zeo. When it comes to the American franchise, Tommy is unquestionably one of the best, maybe even surpassing Jason. Tommy Oliver has one of the most illustrious Ranger careers, serving as the Red Ranger on not one but two distinct teams, Zeo and Turbo. In fact, due to this, Tommy might be the person who most understands the necessities of the position at hand. The Rangers and Zeo developed into one of the most potent squads in franchise history under his direction. Some may argue that his character occurs in series mythology a little too frequently. However, with the exception of the wicked alternative Tommy from the comics, Tommy Oliver has consistently remained true to his teammates and their purpose. Further, even as the Green and White Ranger, Tommy displayed outstanding leadership qualities, constantly imparting knowledge to the Rangers to help them see clearly. He also continued to demonstrate similar abilities as the Red Ranger. Power Rangers Turbo. As we already know, Tommy Oliver plays a significant role in Power Rangers, therefore, whoever he chooses to be the new Red Ranger better be capable of handling the job. And in Power Rangers Turbo, it was TJ Johnson, even before he first morphed into a Power Ranger. TJ was a kind-hearted individual suited for his future job as a Ranger. His time as a Red Space Ranger may have been limited in comparison to others since he later became the Blue Space Ranger. However, TJ lived up to every expectation Tommy had. TJ had long to be a Power Ranger since he was a young child, and he readily established that he deserved a red color by using his courage and compassion to save Tommy and an unmorphed Ranger from the Piranatrons. He also commanded the Rangers to follow Divatox and stop her bravely when the command center was attacked. He was also significant in the role since he was the first person of color to play the part. Power Rangers in Space. Who managed to elude Rita Repulsa, Lord Zed, and Divatox? It was Andros, the Red Power Ranger from Power Rangers in Space. Even more amazing, this achievement served as a part of Andros' television debut, firmly establishing him as one of the most intriguing Red Rangers in the franchise's history. In fact, when the series began, Andros was a Red Ranger without a team and had previously demonstrated his extraordinary ability to combat evil even before joining the Turbo Rangers. Andros was a brilliant fighter who led the Rangers to victory over dangerous opponents like the Psycho Rangers, but he was also petty and occasionally too preoccupied with the early trauma of his sister's abduction to carry out his duties correctly. Although these flaws limited his capacity for leadership, they also made Andros a more complex Red Ranger than most in the franchise and one of the all-around most complex Rangers. Andros was also the one to save Earth in the finale and assisted in leading the Rangers' victory over the Psycho Rangers. He made a sacrifice as a leader by giving up a crucial franchise character, making him one of the most memorable Red Rangers. What were some of the memorable moments when the Red Ranger was not the leader? Just because the Red Rangers are often always associated with the leadership role does not mean that other Rangers have never taken up the mantle. There are 3 iconic times when other Rangers such as Jen Scott's Pink Ranger and of course Tommy Oliver's White Ranger also took up the leadership role. Pink Ranger Jen Scotts. Starting with the Pink Ranger, Jen Scotts is a beloved character among fans, and for a good reason. After her fiancé seemed to have died, she took control of the Time Force Power Rangers. In the plot, she initially goes back in time from the future with a group of fellow Rangers. From there, they were able to contact Wesley Collins, a stand-in Red Ranger. Jen was always in charge of the squad, even if there was a Red Ranger in this season of Power Rangers. Furthermore, many of her storylines from that season, particularly her blossoming romance with Wesley, were well received by audiences. Notably, she was the last non-Red Ranger to serve as the team's captain for a complete season of Power Rangers, as well as the last female team captain, making her extremely memorable. White Ranger Delphin. The primary squad of Rangers was transformed into children around the close of the 3rd season of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. While the main team searched for a way to return to normal, the alien Rangers from Aquitar were sent in to defend the Earth Rangers. Here, the White Ranger named Delphin served as the Aquitar Rangers' captain. Delphin wasn't just another team leader who wasn't a Red Ranger. Serving as Jen's predecessor, she was the first female Power Ranger team captain. She and the other alien Rangers exited in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series finale, but they eventually made a comeback in Power Rangers Zeo. White Ranger Tommy Oliver. Last but not least, we have Tommy Oliver. Zordon gave Tommy Oliver the White Ranger's abilities in the middle of the first season of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. In addition, Zordon declared that Tommy was now the White Ranger and in charge of the Power Rangers. Given that Jason was still active as the Red Ranger when the White Ranger initially debuted, this was puzzling. Fortunately, Jason would subsequently leave the squad to take part in that peace summit not long after the White Ranger was introduced. From that point on, a new status quo was formed, with Tommy serving as the team's leader and Rocky, the new Red Ranger, being just another Ranger. In the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, which took place in an alternate timeline, he once again served as the Power Rangers captain. Tommy continued to serve as the leader until well into the 5th season of the program. He later changed to the Red Zeo Ranger and finally the Red Turbo Ranger. Thus, it is easy to see that while the Red Ranger is often chosen for the leadership role because of what the color largely symbolizes, there have also been instances of other Rangers leading the team. However, many fans will fondly remember the iconic Red Rangers. Which Ranger is your favorite? Tell us in the comment section down below. If you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
Mystic Force. Let's see. I thought they were gonna go over every Red Ranger and what made them special. But then I saw the video was only 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, that's not happening. Anyways, we gonna get out of here.